people shouldn't be pawns. People should never, ever, ever let themselves become pawns.
We're getting a call here, all right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, John and Sally. This is Metal for Truth for anyone that's in the chat room.
Can you give us a little bit more volume, everybody?
Can't hear me?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it's much better.
All right, just move the mic closer.
So how you doing?
Pretty good. I haven't been on for a while, but it's a little bit weird social.
Anarchism is the 16-year-old dream. Oh.
Yeah, that was me.
Nice comment, sir.
Well, no, I mean,
you know what? I was about to say that it's a very juvenile line of thought.
That's why I wanted to call in, because I mean, we're kind of like in the same. Well, I guess not the same age group. I'm 22, but like I do remember being 16, and my friend was like a punk rocker. He had the fucking whole mohawk thing and spikes.
Well, I don't have a mohawk.
You should, Sally.
Yeah, you should definitely go down that road. But
God.
It really is like a really completely unstructured system.
And it's it's structured, but it's sheltered.
Okay, it depends on what
it's also very dangerous, because...
Okay, hold on. Okay, it depends on what you're talking about, because there are different kinds of anarchism. Anarchism by itself only means being opposed to government, or a world without government, you know? But there's different kinds. You know, there's anarcho-syndicalism, which is kind of like a free-for-all. And then there's anarchism with property, and there's varying degrees. There's all kinds. I mean, have you ever seen any sort of political
It's
idea?
wonderful, but what are you hoping to accomplish with it?
I mean, there are even forms of anarchy that look sort of to like direct democracy. You know?
Yeah, of course.
People represent themselves. But I mean, whatever the labels. There are forms of anarchy where it's like you break down the government so that people are like, representing themselves instead of like having other people represent them. You know, it's more of a direct democracy type structure. I'm just saying, there's many different levels of anarchism.
Calm down, Sally.
I'm sorry. I got my political ideas got called stupid a couple times, so now I'm on the defensive. Like you haven't even specified what kind of anarchism you're talking about.
Exactly. We're just talking. Yeah, exactly. We're just talking in generality.
Because I'm defending the governmental structure. I don't need to pick apart anarchism because there's nothing to pick apart. It's so goddamn disorganized, and it wouldn't work.
Okay. Now, alright, well, so you're defending statism. Are we defending the two polar opposites, like statism versus anarchism?
No, not polar opposites. I believe that any government structure should be reformed and progressed over time.
Yeah, but there's still polar opposites.
It's not polar opposites. Because you're talking about the complete destruction of something or the complete defense of it, and I'm talking about neither.
Or government. Well, if you have a limited government, it's the same as having a government, because you still have a government.
Well, sure, all right, fine. If you want to say polar opposites, but it's clearly not what I'm doing. Well, what I'm saying is that I believe that government should be refined and reformed through revolution. Anarchism is not revolution. Anarchism is destruction.
Anarchism
without
is
the ability to rebuild anything.
No, where are you getting this from? Anarchism is secession. It's not revolution, because it's just people being individuals.
I just said it wasn't revolution. It's exactly the opposite.
You said it was
destruction.
You said it was destruction. All it is destruction of government, but destruction's a bad entity. Or destruction.
But anarchy is basically just what cavemen live by. You know?
Anarchism, Metal. Anarchism. Not anarchism.
Whatever. I don't speak proper English anymore. I live in Germany. But, like, I'm saying that, you know, anarchy in general, I mean, it's more of a caveman type philosophy where every man for himself, and we just don't live in that type of society anymore. We live on a structured society where we need rules and we need, like, some sort of hierarchy. I mean, I think what John is saying...
And we also need the protection.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Why can't you protect yourself, though, John?
Because then everyone can just stand out on their front yard with a freaking shotgun and blow people away. I mean,
no, because that would be a violation of someone else's rights. You should only be able to aggress.
Yeah, but something like that is only established through a government. Something, you know, of
someone has to enforce it.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
There has to be some sort of enforcement. I mean, Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah,
that's
why can't it be
personal rights? But
personal enforcement?
Yeah, you say that's a violation of someone's personal rights. Well, who's going to reprimand that person if they break that? All right, oh, very bad. Your next door neighbor just comes over and you say, very bad. Or maybe they blow you away in retaliation. But I mean,
wait,
or they kick you out of the neighborhood.
Oh, that too. That would be the more moral.
Yeah, the more moral, civilized thing to make them leave.
Exactly.
No, but exile someone. No one has to.
But doesn't that interfere with their rights to still own their property and stay there and participate in the community that they agree with, even though they didn't agree with their neighbor?
No one has to associate with anyone else if they don't want to.
Because what people do, Sally, I mean, he was right. I mean, it is a every man for himself scenario, no matter how you look at it. But people go towards other people. I mean,
have you guys done any research on anarchism?
No. We don't need to. We don't need to. You need to understand.
Yes, you do. Before you can bash something, you should know what you're talking about.
I do. I used to have a punk rocker friend. I mean, he.
So you used to know an ape shit punk rocker friend. Whatever. Have you read the?
Outside of that, I just told you a few minutes ago. I've talked to plenty of anarchists, and they all say exactly the same thing. So all right.
Those are secondary sources. Have you gone to any of the first sources? I mean, if you were going to write
a paper... What's with all the structure?
I like structure.
Really? What the fuck are you doing being an anarchist?
Now, what are you doing about
I like structure. I just don't like my rights being violated.
Well, no one likes that, but that doesn't mean that
your rights are being violated.
Anytime you centralize a structure, your rights will be hindered in one way or another.
Exactly. And I'm saying no centralization, except for centralization that is voluntary. Unless people say they want to pool something, they shouldn't pool it. You're born in a country. You have to pay taxes if you want to buy anything, and if you don't, then force is enacted against you. There are consequences, no matter what, and that's just wrong. That's
okay. Well, there are consequences for doing anything in your structure as well. I mean, there's consequences.
Well, there's consequences, but there's consequences of the initiation of force and coercion if you do something against the state.
But in your system, if you do something against the community, there's the same kind of repercussion.
Right.
It's just not structured.
Yeah,
it's not government. But it's still the community. It's still other people. It's other people deciding that you've done something wrong, and it was voluntary right up until you did it.
No, it's all voluntary, though. Everything is voluntary.
That's
it should
fine.
Be voluntary. Everything should be voluntary.
All right, when you voluntarily live in this community, however, it's up to that community whether you stay or not.
It's up to the individuals in that community whether or not they want to.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be a community if it were that. There would be no community.
Fine, no community. Let's not use the word community.
But people will congregate in communities. That's what they do.
Okay,
humans are a social species, Sally.
Okay, so what? When you stand next to a friend, does that mean you give away your right? You give away parts of your rights?
As a matter of fact, you do.
What right do you give away when you stand next to a person?
Well, because now you're in a situation with them.
No. What right? What right? Name the right that you give away.
Well, you can't give a specific right.
Yeah, but you should be able to. If you say someone is violating your rights, or you give up.
I didn't say they were violating. I say
I know that, but if you
lay aside. You lay aside a certain amount of your own personal protection as an individual by being with someone in any particular situation.
If you refer to a right, you should be able to name that right, okay?
I didn't refer to a right. You just said, do you lose rights? And I said, yeah.
Okay, well, if you turn that into an actual sentence, it would be, yes, you lose rights when you stand next to a person. And I don't think you do. I mean, unless you voluntarily stand next to
All right, so another gangbanger comes up and blows you both away. Now, I was only volunteering to stand there.
Okay, yeah, okay, if they did that...
that actually kind of brings up an interesting scenario.
But it took away my right to my personal protection, my individuality, by standing there next to this gangbanger. I chose to participate and associate myself with him voluntarily.
Yeah, but you're not giving up any right, you
give away your right for your own sovereignty, because now you're in danger.
No, you're not. You're still...
You're in danger.
How are you in danger if you stand...
He's a goddamn gangbanger. He has enemies.
When did you say gangbanger enemies? You just said go stand next to a person.
3 minutes ago. I just made the example that it's a gangbanger, whatever. Somebody else comes and blows them and me away because I was associating with them. I have laid aside my right to my personal protection or whatever by volunteering to stand next to the guy.
Okay, now I should have
stayed away. You guys are both losing track.
I can break that down. I can break that down if you stop yelling. What?
You guys are both losing track of what the situation is. I mean, John kind of brought up a good point. By generalizing, by saying, if you think about it, we all kind of live in an anarchist society where we can do whatever the hell we want.
No, we
can't. We do live in a... Listen, we can do whatever we want, but there might be repercussions for what we do. And that's just because there have been a majority of people that have decided that, hey, there is a problem with this. All right, maybe nowadays we're going to argue that there's a minority, the people in government just basically deciding what we can do with our lives and what we can't do. Mm-hmm. But there was, at the beginning, there was a reason why all these ideas, why the Constitution was brought together,
Mm-hmm.
People came together.
Founding fathers.
Well, absolutely. There's a reason for that, and I'd like to add to that whole thought, which is, most of the ramifications from actions that you take don't come from the government. I mean, how many times have you done something and faced negative consequences from the government? How many? Right. You, Sally, how many times?
Well, it's not
whereas you face plenty of social ramifications.
It's who turns you into the government. You hear.
Well, I'm not talking about just things that are illegal. I'm talking about social, things that you might do.
Well, but it still ties into the same idea.
You become. That's what I'm saying. I was just adding to your thought and saying that the majority of the things that you face for the consequences don't come from the government. I mean, the government is there to make sure that you do not break these laws. You don't shoot people. You don't steal from them. But most of the negative consequences that I think scare these people the most is the social and economic consequences and stuff like that just come from, society. They come from business.
Whatever. Society can do... individuals, the individuals that make a society, they can do whatever they want as long as no one's rights are being violated.
That's fine, but wait a second. If you
you can't just barrage me and then not expect me to respond.
You are kind of ganging up.
It's okay. It happens. Statists like to do that. That was a joke. No, okay, everything... Okay, John, leave me alone. People can do whatever they want as long as they're not violating anyone else's rights. Society can only go so far. The only thing that individuals in society can do legitimately for punishment is choose not to associate with someone. But the government, what they do for punishment, they can take away people's rights. They can take money from you. They can put you in prison. They can kill you.
Okay.
They can take away your right to drive.
So you're saying without the government, people couldn't do that to you, society? Because there'd be no one to protect you from society. Because you're a minority there, and they just want to come take your crap.
No. They couldn't legitimately do that. Well, you would have every right to defend.
Who's going to uphold?
Who's going to stop?
Who's going to uphold the legitimacy?
Well, you better, and I.
Yeah, but if 100 people get together and decide that's the way it's going to be, then what the fuck am I supposed to do?
There'd be a giant demand for Gatling guns at that point, because people would need to have just chain guns to defend themselves from everyone that disliked them.
Oh, everyone should carry a weapon. Everyone should carry a weapon.
Oh my god!
No, they should.
I love anarchy.
I'm a pacifist, and I'm going to carry a weapon. Because if you cannot defend yourself, then you're just giving yourself up. Slaves don't own weapons. I mean, if you don't own a weapon and you can't defend yourself, then people can run all over you.
So you're saying that
is a symbol of independence.
So you're saying that the answer to upholding your own individual freedoms and liberties is to make sure that you have a gun?
Well, that's just one way to protect.
I actually kind of like that idea. I don't know why.
I really want you to address my example, which was what's the difference between 100 people getting together and deciding that they should take my stuff, and if they do that, you say, well, they can't do that because it's your moral whatever. But okay, but now who's to stop them? Who the hell is going to uphold your individual rights if you're the minority in the community?
Anybody who loves liberty.
No. They have their liberty. The majority has their liberty.
Sally, the world does not work like that. You don't. I mean, it's very rare for people to just stand up for someone else when they know they're about to get like.
These 100 people have gotten together and decided it's their liberty to do that. And we're the only ones within 100 miles. There's no one to come save you.
And for them, it's actually easier because it's mob mentality. You know?
Sure, that's mob mentality. That's the way people are. People.
That happens in the world, doesn't it? The government doesn't stop that. That happens in countries.
That's right.
All the time. That happens.
That's right. Evil government. Yeah, they didn't stop it.
So what?
And the government's always intervening in everything. We've got to get rid of it.
So what? Are you saying we need a government so hundreds of thousands of people don't attack one person? Isn't the government itself doing that already? Isn't that what this huge army is? Isn't that to keep the people from revolting? If you tried to have a revolt of any sort, they would come and stick their army on you. Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
Isn't it just the majority taxing the minority? I mean, they have bigger guns. They can get away with taking away your rights. Isn't that what's happening now?
Sure, for the most part.
Nothing is helping you.
That's the whole thing, Sally, is that you're arguing with somebody that doesn't agree with what you're arguing against, and you're totally pasting it on me like I do.
Well, if you don't agree with that, then you don't agree with any taxes. How can a government support itself without taxes?
Whoa! I didn't say I didn't agree with any taxes. When did I say that? How many times have I told you there should be taxes?
If they collect any sort of taxes, that's just what they're doing. They're just taking their weapons and they're threatening you, and you have to pay, or else they'll use it on you. They'll punish you.
With guns?
But if you do believe in some sort of government structure, shouldn't you also believe in doing your part to support it? And if by paying taxes, that's the way you have to do it, then shouldn't that be okay?
See, that sounds unanimous, right? Well, what if one citizen decides they don't like what the government's doing? They still have to pay those taxes, and if they
they're breaking a law.
That's fine, but it's also our job to refine and reform that government.
I'm not saying that all taxes.
I mean, that's what revolution is. But to destroy the government takes away our ability to refine it and make it more effective for us.
Of course, it takes away your ability to refine it. Okay, every time you do anything in the government, there's always going to be someone that opposes you, right?
Possibly.
Right? Possibly, right? Most likely. Most likely. Okay, well, government, it branches over anyone that is a part of that country. Pretty much. So any change you make, if there's someone in that who doesn't like it, they have to go along with it anyway.
Well, yeah, but the whole point of refining and reforming the government is trying to give as much to everyone as possible.
Well, it's not fair. Are you just supposed to say like, oh well, sorry, you have to be forced to do this?
That'll
anyway?
happen in a community too. I mean, oh well.
No,
you don't want to cut your grass this week. You live in a gated community. Well, you better cut it, or we're going to fine you.
A gated community, that's you enter a contract. But you can also you can
move, but you wanted to live there. You volunteered to live there.
You go into a country.
You volunteered. It's unanimous. You don't unanimously join a country, and you don't.
Well, yeah, that's another thing is about contracts. You can leave the United States if you want.
No, because you have to go into another country or what? Okay,
yeah.
You can't own. You're capable of owning property in this country, but you can't just be on your property. You still have to abide by the laws of whatever branches over that property. Like I said before, it's
I hope so. Otherwise, I could just carry girls in my backyard here and rape them and bury them 10 feet under, and no one will ever know.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's awfully disgusting. But if there were not the protections of laws against murder and whatnot, then I'm sure people would do it.
Did I ever say I'm all for murder? No, because murder is it's a violation of someone's
fine,
rights.
But who's gonna uphold the fucking law?
They will. Anyone.
What if the whole community agrees?
There is no law. There's
no, they wouldn't. There are killers out there, Sally. There are rapists. What? There are thieves.
Do you think?
And they're going to keep doing it.
Do you think if someone...
You think they're just going to, because we have no laws or anything, I don't have to do anything illegal.
Except now, their victims should have guns. I mean, you can't carry... What? No, seriously.
How are you...
Seriously, if you were running out like a 14-year-old girl and you were so going to rape her and she had a bazooka, man, she would blow you away. You wouldn't even be able to touch her.
All right, we're all 9 years old now. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
What?
A gun. Someone made an interesting comment in the chat room. Mr. Foolfeld, he said, a gun doesn't help if they fire first. So...
Yeah, there you go. All right, I got a gun too, Sally. I'm going to rob you, and instead of waiting for you to shoot me...
And it's already become common practice now to bring the gun up.
Yeah, I'll just blow you away. And then rob you.
Think about gun laws.
And then rape you and bury you in the backyard.
Think about gun laws. Think about gun laws for a second. Think about gun laws. Okay, don't you think everyone should have a gun anyway, no matter if we have a gun?
No.
Hold on.
No.
Aw, come on. Stop being like a little kid.
What?
Well, you're like, no. Okay, sorry.
Well, because
Sally,
you said, don't you think everybody should have guns? No, absolutely not.
Sally, you would honestly feel a lot more comfortable going out to dinner knowing that everyone around you has at least like a Glock on them or something? You would actually feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if like a crazy person came in and started shooting the place up. I know there would be at least like 20 other people there who would be able to defend me.
Sure, but plenty of other people would die just because this crazy son of a bitch had a gun.
Well,
right.
No. Imagine how it is now. Like, if somebody just goes into a restaurant and they shoot the place up, no one would be able to defend themselves. And there aren't.
And then all the people with those guns would start shooting like crazy, and they would probably hit you trying to hit the other guy.
Yeah, there's lots of people out there that would love to do what we're talking about.
Well, but right now there aren't.
And if there were no consequences from the action, other than somebody might have a gun. Well, fuck it, I'll just get a grenade and blow them all up. Fuck walking in there with a gun. They all got guns. That's great. I'll just blow the place up.
Okay, John. Think about weapons control as it is now. Okay, say the average civilian really can't carry a weapon and is discouraged. They shouldn't carry weapons, right? So either you break the law and you carry a concealed handgun or whatever. And who would do that? Sleazy people who are immoral and don't abide by the law.
That's true,
anyway.
but they're a lot less inclined to pull it out in public.
The people you don't want having a gun have the guns, and the people that are sane and are responsible and you would trust with a gun, they don't have guns because they abide by the law. And there aren't police everywhere, so if you don't have a gun, you're like defenseless. You're a slave.
Yeah, but it also lowers their motivation, I think, to actually shoot you because you don't pose a risk to them. You don't pose a personal risk to the guy holding the gun. That's why more people aren't shot when they're mugged. Because otherwise, you just become a sniper and you just snipe people and then go take their wallet. Because you'd know if you confronted them on the street, they could pull a gun and just shoot you.
So what? But what are you saying? What do you think we should do with gun laws? Do you think no one should have a gun? Do you think that what?
Pretty much.
What? No one should have a gun.
Maybe some pepper spray or something.
Sally, if you really want to live in this kind of like anarchist system with everyone carrying guns, why don't you move to Iraq? I mean.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
What? That's a healthy libertarian society. It's not. They have curfews.
No, but it's a standard anarchist.
But listen, Sally, they got curfews. But if you've got a whole group of people with AK-47s, you can freely walk the streets all you like. You can go shoot whoever. You can do whatever you want. There are no laws there. The government. There really is no government there. That government's a joke. No one respects it or follows its laws.
There's not that there, but there's a whole bunch of armed people there. You're saying
that's right. They're running the country.
They couldn't even conduct an execution of Saddam Hussein without it getting infiltrated by a bunch of people.
What? You're saying that's a free? Are you saying that's a free society there? All I want is a free society.
Of course it is. It's anarchy.
Right?
It is total anarchy in Iraq right now.
It's not free over there though.
It's free as long as you agree to be with this group. Then you have the freedom to act just like they do.
It's not an anarchist society. What you really
Why?
think
it's anarchist because all these groups.
Why isn't it anarchist?
All these groups.
What makes it not anarchist?
Because no one is respecting each other's rights. Every single person there is trying to dominate.
They're respecting their own rights. That's right. They feel like
Jinx on you, John. Jinx on you. Sorry.
The Shiite, they're defending their rights. The Sunni, they're defending their rights, and they both believe that they're right, and they have the guns to prove it.
Okay, John. I want everyone to respect each other's rights.
Okay, well, how is that going to happen when you got Shiites and Sunni who think each other should die?
Okay, that's a whole different thing.
No, it's not, because this is embedded in people. People have, as long as you have religion, that's right, as long as you have religion, as long as you have money, as long as you have other things, of course, people are going to kill each other, as long as they have the means to do it. And no one's stopping them. No one's stopping anybody over in Iraq right now. It's these groups, they agree with each other. They think they're totally right. Morally, they're clean. They do exactly what they want to do, and they do it by force.
Well,
it's absolute
force.
anarchy.
I'm against force.
Well,
how can you do that if you're against? Everyone can have a gun. The idea of having a gun is to use it.
The initiation of
Listen to the example, Sally.
I know the example. I've thought about it before, and it's a terrible situation over there. That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
Though.
But this is the nature of the human being.
Race. Yeah, I mean, this is just how we act.
This is what people are.
No, I don't
it's
think
like
so.
It's like a bullying type thing.
No,
don't think so.
Stronger than you?
Don't think so. Don't have enough examples out there?
No,
the history of the world? You don't have that?
What
Every time that government structure fails, people go fucking nuts and kill each other. And then they set up new governments.
What about America after the Revolution?
What about it? They had first the Articles of Confederation.
The Articles of Confederation. The government did not have the power to levy taxes, and the government did not have the power to declare war. That was probably the best our country has been in the whole history of our country.
Yeah, but there was still a government.
And then they enacted the Constitution. It was such a small government. There was no central government. There was just tiny state governments. And
right, that's what I believe in.
That's
a republic.
The Federation was.
But there were militias and things. I mean, it was a lot.
John, the problem with that, problem that I have with the Articles of Confederation,
and there weren't any taxes.
Is that it didn't have a structure for the country to
defend
itself.
A strong
it was
government. Didn't have the ability to
form an army. Of course, it wasn't without problems. What I'm saying is that okay.
But it was a good step in the right direction. Government that we had.
Look, all that.
Right after the Confederation, it wasn't that bad. It was actually a pretty free society.
Why does going in the statist pre-Constitution America form, why does the government need the ability to form a government army that they can deploy to other parts of the world if an army
I don't believe in that.
If an army should only be for self-defense, and
that's what an army's for.
Then why can't there just be militias? Why can't it just be like it was then? Why can't
because the militia mentality is just like the mob mentality, and those militias over in Iraq are proving the point.
In the Constitution, it talks about militia.
No, the idea of a military should be to defend the country first and foremost. Once you become an aggressor, it's when you become an aggressor.
Yeah.
The idea of a military is to have some sort of defense from the rest of the world.
But if you form a state army, then you have the ability to go and
but that's a state by state, and any foreign power is going to have an easy time.
State, I meant state as in state like the state.
And if you have independent militias, then there's naturally going to be a
lot of AWOL people.
Yeah, once they
so who cares about AWOL?
They figure out they want to invade the next state over. Then who's to protect the next state?
The people who are in that militia.
There needs to be a central. There needs to be a central confederation saying no, you can't do that.
Why?
It'll actually kind of be your 100 versus 1 scenario, Sally. I mean, you'll have this huge army against this tiny little state army, so they just go off picking off these little tiny groups.
And then the reason that's bad, Sally, is because of that protection of rights.
I'm not arguing for this at all because I don't want armies whatsoever.
No, but you want everybody to have guns? You don't think they'll organize and build their own armies?
It's just common society.
I mean, really? Sally, you don't think people will put their own armies and militias together if they're all allowed to carry guns and just do whatever they want to do? They're going to join up. They're going to make organizations and they're going to take over.
I don't know. You guys are pulling shit from everywhere. Why don't you defend your system, okay? Why don't you?
I haven't proclaimed a system. I'm simply saying that we need refinement and progression, and you're talking about absolute destruction and anarchy that won't work.
Find one and proclaim it, okay? I'm really tired of this.
No, I won't find one and proclaim it. There are problems in all of them, and they must be reconciled.
Okay, well then find the reconciliation and proclaim it.
No, you find the problems. And I'm finding your problems. And they're clear.
Yeah, I know there's problems with this, but I mean, this isn't a very structured conversation right now either. But it's not structured. I mean, it's like you guys yelling against me, and then me meekly defending myself.
Would someone on Sally's side please call in? We can have a giant four-way bashing.
No, thank you. I don't know. Do some reading up on this stuff. I'm gonna do some reading up on it too.
I mean, that's a whole other thing too. Just talking about what I'm doing is
talk,
identifying problems. No, I'm not going to.
Okay, John.
I'll put you on mute. I'll put you on.
Put me on mute.
All right, Sally's on mute for a minute, and so is Jerry. All right, Sally, you gonna let me talk now?
It's called the timeout section.
Huh?
It's called the timeout section.
All right, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Sally.
That was uncool.
Because I just started trying to talk. You're like, let me finish. You hadn't even started anything.
I had started something.
Oh, whatever, John. What were you going to say?
No, I forgot. I'm serious. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sally, after you.
I feel disrespected.
Why? Because we're having a debate?
A little bit. This isn't a debate. It's not structured not to be a debate, you know.
It's a debate. What kind of structure do you want?
Yeah, you anarchist.
Formal. I like structure. No, like formal debate. Like here, rebuttal. You know, you have 2 minutes to do it.
Oh, that doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, it does.
Well, who regulates it?
I give you a third party.
There's three people here. Someone could be a third party moderator. We could call
Not it.
I don't know. Whatever.
Hey, let's talk about the North American Union.
No, we're gonna have to cut off the show. I gotta go tonight.
It's getting long. Okay, well, I guess I'll just sum up my thing. Iraq is a problem I've been thinking about a lot, and greater minds than me have probably picked it apart already. I am definitely weak when it comes to a lot of this.
Hang on, we're getting another call. We're gonna see who it is.
Oh my.
Hold on. Hang on just a second. Alright, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Cool Cook 132, and I just wanted to say that nobody's on Sally's side.
Yeah?
Come on. This is pure meanness.
I'm just joking. Hey, I'm just joking. I just wanted to say that this is some awesome radio that y'all got going on, but I wanted to get in my 2 cents that, I mean, again, you know, in contrast to Sally's anarchist form of government or lack thereof, I mean, she's defending her points well, but I wanted to give my 2 cents on capitalism and how I believe that government is great. And I wanted to get Sally's views on that.
You mean a free market?
Yes, free market, free trade, free labor, free everything. Just the ability for someone to start from nothing and rise up and build their own business and be successful, fabulously successful in life, and carry on for their children. And I think, how can you support a government that would not allow that to happen and have your own children fend for themselves because everyone is carrying a gun and could shoot them just randomly walking down the street?
Wait a second. Ironically, Sally supports everything you just said except for the end. But no, she actually supports both.
She supports the carrying of guns, but you can't shoot people.
Because she's a neo-capitalist. So go ahead, Sally. This is going to be good.
She's a neo-anarchist.
What?
Well, no, she's neo-capitalist too. I don't know if you've heard this before.
We've
talked about this quite a bit.
You made up that term, John.
I did make up that term, but it describes you perfectly. Go ahead.
Neo-capitalist.
Well, what'd you say about guns, or what you want to talk about? I totally agree with the free market.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the differences. I mean, because you're saying, because you just I mean, I've been told that you believe in all of those things, and I mean that's all well and good, but how can you believe in a free? How can you believe in a capitalistic yet anarchist society where somebody could, trying to say, for example, raise a business, and someone with a gun says, "Okay, well, give me all your money that you spent your life making," and can you live with that? I mean, is that that you want?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. I was just trying to figure that out. Like, why in God's name is she talking like that?
No. Like, that would be completely illegitimate, and the person who would be stealing it totally in the wrong, because that's their property, and they could either defend themselves on the spot, or they could find a judge and decide.
What?
Now there's a judge. Where
did the judge come from?
Where did he come from?
Oh, okay.
Where's the magic judge button?
I knew this would spark stuff, but the show is ending, so are we gonna?
No. This is free radio, baby.
Okay.
Everyone who doesn't want to listen anymore can feel free to
how judges you should put something at like the good part of the shows in the end or something. All right, how judges would work. There's no law, but there's natural law. You've all heard of natural law, right? And the idea of human rights,
like
whatever. The idea of human rights is that it exists without validation from anything else.
Okay, well, where does a judge come in?
Hold on, I'm getting that.
All
so
right.
I'm getting where you get like something sort of similar to laws. So human rights don't need to be validated by a government. They stand on their own just by the fact that you're a human. A judge would be, someone who studies rights and, wants to be able to decide between them. And, they can go into practice for themselves. Like a moderator, what?
Well, but if you disagree with the judgment, you can just fucking shoot him.
Oh, no,
That's the point.
No, you can't, because that would be
a system that would be against that.
No,
right?
because that would be a violation of their rights. Okay. What?
A violation of their rights, but your government is based on no rights.
So that person is
no.
obviously
Oh
in
my
the
no.
violation of rights.
Hold on. No. The strongest thing in my system. I don't even want to say that. The strongest thing in anarcho-capitalism. Look at you guys.
I'm laughing because you want me to proclaim a system or something, and then you say, "Oh, well, I don't want to call it a system." I mean,
guys, we got to give her a chance to talk. Come on, now. We got to give her a chance.
Go.
Okay, I don't want to call it my system because I just stumbled upon this. There's so many amazing, great minds out there that thought of this before me. Okay, in anarcho-capitalism, the most important things are rights. You have the right to property, and that includes the right to decide what happens to your body, the right to decide what happens to the things you own and the things you make. And then there's the non-aggression axiom, which basically says that if you aggress against someone, if you initiate force against someone, or the threat of initiating force against someone, that is illegitimate, and anything achieved through the initiation of force is illegitimate and deserves, punishment, basically. Like, restitution should be paid. Okay, so...
But who's gonna, pay out, who's gonna, give out that, reprimanding?
Okay, I'm getting that.
Go ahead.
Either someone will, whether it's on the spot, someone threatens you, then you defend yourself there, or you just... like it happens with, or you could do what happens with people who get mugged a lot of times nowadays, is, to just, give them their money and hope to deal with it, just go to the police station, right? Well, you could do that. You can go to, whatever, say, it's a lot easier if you don't track the person down. You could always hire a detective, but say you catch the mugger, right? And, I'm just, take this lightly. Take this lightly. I'm just kind of.
If you have national ID cards with RFID chips in them, you can find a new one.
Oh my.
That's a totally other discussion.
Yeah, hopefully nobody is for that. Okay. Well, say you have these two parties and one aggressed against the other. You go and people still have the person who aggressed, even though they're like even though they're sort of like a quote criminal, they still have human rights. They still have the right to their life and their property.
All right.
What?
Let's say there are two groups that are aggressing towards each other, and that's fine. And then say they seek to help. They seek for help or the judgment of someone else, perhaps a neighboring group or whatever like that. But who's to say this neighboring group isn't going through the same goddamn problems and they got too much on their plate?
Oh, dude, I'm not talking about groups. I'm talking about individuals.
Individuals join groups.
No, I know, but every group is made up of individuals, and every system of ideology should be based on individual.
Well, that's fine, but let's say that these groups have organized themselves because these individuals, they join the groups. What if they've organized themselves based on color, religion, stuff like that, therefore making minorities? And if a majority decides that the minority should go away, then they go and eliminate them, and who's to judge otherwise, because everyone pretty much agrees.
Oh, the judge. Oh, but wait. That can't be a judge because it's in an anarchist society.
Okay, hold on. That's a completely different topic, John.
No, it's not. What?
No, it is. I'm talking about individual civil disputes. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about wars between different factions of individuals. I'm not talking about that at all.
But you could relate it even on a smaller.
No. If you want, I can address that in a moment.
But you can relate it to exactly. I mean, the same thing.
I can
individual
relate it.
fight.
I can relate it a lot better if I finish the analogy I'm working on right now.
Please.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where she's going with it.
So these two individuals, the victim and the aggressor, they go and they find you go and you find someone you want to be a judge, preferably someone who has been to college and knows about rights and things.
Oh my God!
You can always go and find someone, but okay, whatever. You both.
Oh my God!
What? The laughing.
Okay. You're talking about a college in an anarchist society. Who would listen to the professors? What would be the incentive to listening to your professors or getting good grades? Oh,
what?
you get a doctorate. Okay, you go out and you get shot.
What?
There goes
because you treated somebody.
Or maybe your professor is also homicidal.
No. Okay,
my teacher just killed 9 guys. I have to go to.
I'm not sure where you're getting any of this from at all.
We're not sure where you're getting the judge or the college from either.
Yeah.
But you don't. How will there not be education in a?
What would be the point? Yeah, I mean,
to learn what
the society's so damn dangerous. The average life expectancy would be 21.
Okay. It is a proven fact that there is less crime and less murder in areas where there are more guns. It's a proven fact. If every civilian has a gun, the crime rate drops dramatically.
Let me see that. Show me that fact.
You're gonna have to.
I can't show you on the radio, but I could probably look it up sometime.
You can put it on a link. You can give it to me. I'll put it on YouTube for everybody to laugh at.
Okay. For everybody to laugh at. It's a proven fact. I mean, I'm not like an NRA mouse person or something, but I'm sure you could go to the website and look something up. I've just.
No, we want you to do it for us.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll do that after the show, not now. But I'm just telling you that fact's out there. You can go find it. And if you think about it, it makes sense.
Not in my mind, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, whatever. Okay, so what should I continue on? I mean, you got me on like 8 different tangents that I could possibly go off.
Well, I think you need to. I think you need to explore some more of these roads and lines of thought.
Should I finish the scenario with the 2 people that I was talking about earlier?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so
don't say college.
They find a judge, right? They find someone who they want to be the third party moderator. They decide to agree to his position, to whatever he decides beforehand, They're like, okay, so we have to accept this. They sign a contract, whatever. And and the judge hands down a ruling. He's like, okay, so you have to pay this person like $8,000, and then you can go along your way.
Okay. Who answer this? Who would enforce the contract?
Okay, yeah. I'm getting to that. Okay. Say that the person who quote unquote lost, say the aggressor doesn't want to pay $8,000. Then the chat just got the gun thing. That's really funny. Okay, so the aggressor doesn't want to pay that much money. They find a new judge then. And the funny thing is,
we just keep going around in circles with judges?
Well, no, hold on. I'll get to that.
Fucking go around.
I'll get to that. But the funny thing is that, okay, so what happens, just use this as a reference, what happens if a mechanic, if you give your car to a mechanic, right, and instead of fixing your car, he fucks it up more, what do? He owes you, right? Right?
Yeah, you can take him to court.
So he owes you, right? So the judge owes you because he didn't do a good enough a job. Well,
he doesn't necessarily owe you anything. I mean,
Well, no, he does because
you entrusted your car with him.
Well, he's the judge by business. You pay him.
All right. Yeah.
So he didn't give you what he promised to give you. He didn't hold up his end of the contract by getting something that you both agreed on. So. What he does is, isn't that a cool? I think it's a cool idea. He has to pay for the next judge because he messed up, So you decide on a new judge that you both like, and you both decide to accept his ruling. And
but who's going to do that? Somebody just won $8,000 in a judgment. Who the hell? You're totally excluding human nature from all of this theory. Human nature.
Wait a minute.
It's a lot quicker and a lot simpler than the court system right now.
Wait a minute.
It's simple, but it's ineffective. It doesn't do anything.
How do you know?
It wouldn't fly because people would not. If you're in a true anarchist system, people would be like, "No, I don't like that rule. So fuck this whole idea. I'm just gonna go keep killing people."
Yeah, fuck it. It would only take a couple of examples before people spread the word. No one would go to judges anymore. Wouldn't you? I would just shoot the guy. Just fucking go slaughter the mechanic with a machete.
All right. No.
Why not?
No killing is legitimate. Okay. No killing is legitimate unless.
Well, who's going to uphold that?
Exactly.
I mean,
because
human nature will dictate that you will want to take vengeance on that mechanic. Just as if he'd have pulled a gun on you, he stole $8,000 from you, and some people think that's good enough justification to fucking put a bullet between somebody's eyes.
Okay, hold on. There would be no stealing because there would be no one to force that person to give away their $8,000. They would have to agree to it. They would have to voluntarily write that check and give it to you. And if they hold on, and if they don't agree with the ruling, then they don't have to do that. Then you either go get a new judge, or say that you've been through like 8 judges and neither of you agree, right? Well, then.
Oh, I know.
What?
Showdown at the OK Corral.
No.
I knew, baby.
Then you have some guy doing the.
Yeah.
They could do that if they wanted to. Whatever. If 2 individuals wanted to involve themselves in a duel, they could. It's voluntary, whatever.
I actually kind of still like the idea of duels. Like that, I mean, like jousting or guns.
Hey, yeah, if people want to do it, I'm down for it,
Yeah, well, I mean, it would decrease the surplus population anyway.
Darwin taking out the trash.
It's like cockfights, only with people.
Yeah,
great.
That's fine.
People are throwing down money on those.
I got $20 from the angry 16-year-old. Oh,
that's the problem for overpopulation. Is just duels.
Exactly.
That's
little guy.
Overthought by judges that are anarchists.
Free time in the gym.
What is this disintegrating into? Okay.
I don't know. Anarchy, I guess.
If someone wants to.
Yeah, where's we need a judge here.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we all agree on a judge to say who's right?
Hold on.
I'm right. I'm the judge.
John, technically it is your radio show, so
yeah.
The problem with all that is I could just pull out a gun and say, "Ha, I'm the judge. I win."
That's right. Yeah.
Take John's
Oh my God! Okay, guys, go. Do me a favor, and I mean, I know you're just joking around, but do me a favor and look up rights and human rights and natural rights and property rights.
I'll do that if you promise to look up something for me. And actually, you can get some real world experience with it. Human nature.
Oh God!
You can experience it every single day of your life and watch someone get their ass kicked over a stereo in their car or something like that. Watch somebody get carjacked. Watch these crazy militias out there. Bomb the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building out in Oklahoma City.
John, basically what it becomes in anarchy is basically an extreme form of like the bully system,
Sure,
of
like, course.
The strong guy.
And what? Wait.
It becomes a majority rule situation.
I agree with that 100%.
You don't think government is like that now, except worse?
And we're not agreeing with the government, but that's
the thing is
a bad government system.
Our government system is bad. But what I'm saying is that it is essentially a majority rule situation in the same way. And if we refine and reform it, it can come better to encompass, and protect people as a whole rather than concentrating on the individual. Because if you take away that government and people are able to concentrate on themselves and the people they care about, people the same color skin or religion or whatever, well then. I think we can all see what happens. Then if you got a majority of people that listen to this certain evangelist preacher and he says, hey, let's wipe out all the
gays.
Wiccans or gays. Yeah, they go after the gays first, I think. And then all of a sudden the gays get wiped out because they're in the majority. They got more guns. There's more people. And
that's terrible. That's disgusting.
But that's human nature. They would do that.
But
that's human nature, damn
governments do that now. I mean, I don't see how.
No. Some governments do that. Al Bashir over in Sudan's doing that.
Oh yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Some yes, that does happen, but not in the United States.
We'd rather just make laws so that people can't get married because they're
sure, we make laws and stuff, but we're refining those. You have to work towards something. And I think it should be a little bit faster than it is now. I think, it needs more of a revolutionary outtake on it. But, hey, this is what we have now, but I also understand that we need it. Even as crappy and flawed as it is, we do need it. If we didn't have it, you would get a mob militia mentality and people, and the majority would rule, and that's fucking scary.
I don't have the answers to everything, and I don't know about all of that. I mean, I'm not completely set in any of my idea. Hold on. I'm not set in any of my ideas or anything at all, and I haven't thought everything out completely yet. But I know that the foundation of government is severely flawed and severely cracked, and I cannot sit for any government that's not
because you don't agree with the flawed system. You say it should all go away.
Can you? I had like 3 more words left. I cannot sit for any government that is not unanimous.
I'll tell you something.
Unanimous consent.
I'll tell you something, Sally. What you're facing right now, and I think we're all getting a little annoyed with it, is anarchy, and the majority's ruling here. This is absolutely free platform. This is just us. No one's looking after. There's no regulation. We can say whatever we want. Fuck shit, goddamn. And you are in the minority right now.
Yeah, but you're not violating my rights at all. You're not violating my rights. I
could totally violate your right to even speak. I could just hang up on you.
That's not violating my rights because it's your phone line.
No. But you have an implied right to be here and speak and have a discussion with us, and I'm respecting that right. But I don't have to.
I don't have that right. That's not my human right.
Freedom of speech is not a human right.
Well,
freedom of
speech. You're given right in this country. You have the freedom of speech and freedom of expression. You have the right to call on John's show and have a conversation.
No, I don't.
I give you that right.
Yeah, you give me that right, but it's not my intrinsic human right, and I shouldn't be able to
then
sue
what is
you.
An intrinsic human right?
No, I shouldn't.
Alive
hold on. Yeah, I shouldn't. I shouldn't be able to sue him if he hangs up on me. You know.
But in your system, I don't even have to respect those. If I really didn't agree with you, no, I wouldn't.
You did.
I could get 10 people that agree with me. I can come to your house and just beat the hell out of you. You're wrong because in your house we're a majority here. There's more of us than you.
No,
and,
no, that's completely. No, that's completely. Oh my God! Stop being so mean.
Well, no, I'm saying this is real life. I mean, this is what you have to take these things into consideration.
This is what you want. You kind
of right because listen, your line of thought. Here's another thing: is that whole anarchist thing, and everybody that you agree with, you're definitely in the minority.
I know that. I know that. You're in the minority too, John.
So it's kind of like
so minor, it'll never happen.
Well, it happen or not. Well, I'm just saying it's so minor. It's such a minority that it's kind of like what I don't even. I even lost that thought there. It just.
She's such in the minority in that view, and that it's not going to happen. It's
well, aside from it not happening, it's just okay. Well, can't you see that the majority has said that that's essentially wrong, or that it's not progressive? It's not. It's certainly not progressive.
Oh no, it's regressive. There's no argument about it.
Just because the minority, just because the majority doesn't hold one specific opinion doesn't mean that opinion is wrong. Not at all.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that even in your system, it would breed a majority. There would become a majority until that majority wipes out the minority, and then the majority splits.
Maybe,
but this is the natural progression of society.
Maybe. Okay, but John, it doesn't matter because that's not well, it matters, but I mean that would be illegitimate. But with what we have,
illegitimate to who?
Hold on, illegitimate in natural law, but before you respond, I mean what we have right now is illegitimate, and we put up with it even though we.
So what is the motivation to destroy it?
Self-defense. My rights are being aggressed upon every single day.
So just destroy it? Don't try to improve it? Or show it a better way?
I am trying to show it a better way. What do you think I'm doing right
now? No.
Well, you just told us that everyone can carry guns. I don't know.
No. It should be destroyed.
Oh, that first. And then
the government dissolved, not destroyed, dissolved. Because, destroy kind of implies killing.
Sally, I'm sorry. I have to say this. I'm sorry, but the entire time you were talking about, this new way of life, you actually started talking about the basic structure of government. A system of people being able to defend themselves as a whole. People agreeing on certain aspects and certain ideas as a whole. I mean, that's kind of like the basics of government.
Whatever,
well, that's right. She's also talking about a unanimous thing. Everything should be unanimous. Well, it can't be if it's not. If you don't have to participate in it, it's never going to be unanimous. But when people do join together and become a majority.
Hold on. This what you said, that's just a misconception of what I mean by unanimous consent. Unanimous consent just between the parties involved. That's all I'm talking about.
Oh, but you're saying everyone is involved.
But people will create these parties.
No. Who's involved? Everyone who's involved in the particular contract. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's right, but people will form those organizations based on contracts.
So, as long as it's
then they'll compete.
Fine. Okay.
All right, and then whoever has the more guns.
Yeah, it just falls back to whoever has the more muscle, whoever has the more guns.
That's what government is now.
Yeah, and that's exactly where your system would go.
I'm never saying I'm not. Are you guys saying that revolution should stop? Because I know revolution will never stop. Revolution will never.
Am I saying revolution stop? Absolutely not.
There's nothing that's going to be perfect. I mean,
revolution should continue, but you're talking about destroying something to revolutionize. I mean, what the fuck?
Sally,
why can't you revolutionize? Hold on. Why can't you revolutionize society? Government isn't the only thing there is.
Well, yeah, you must revolutionize society as well.
Society is just a spawn of. I mean, government is just a spawn of society.
Yeah. So you want to take away government? The only thing that's regulating society?
But
no,
you
government
can't
is
do
not
that
regulating society.
It's just a natural progression of society. Government is the natural progression of society. It's just the way we work.
That's why you have to have constant revolutions.
Constant revolution for what? There's people that died and bled for this country, for this form of government. Why? Yeah, for freedom. Why would you try to change back the clock?
In her defense, I would say that Ben Franklin actually supported people like having a revolution like every 20 years. Just
no.
Well, me too. I support that, but the anarchy is not revolution.
Thomas Jefferson said that it's a great quote. I mean, Thomas Jefferson said that from time to time, the tree of liberty must be watered by the blood of tyrants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just a great quote. And the people that died in the revolution, they weren't dying for this form of government.
But they weren't also talking about anarchy. They weren't talking about anarchy.
I know that. But they did not.
Well, anarchy is not revolution. It's not the way to revolutionize something. It's only a means to destroy it.
Hold on. The American Revolution was fighting for the country that was under the Articles of Confederation. The Constitution is just a fucking farce. It's awful, really.
What?
It's a farce?
Yeah.
No. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but you are completely off. You are completely wrong in that. The Constitution is what... oh, my God. You said it's a farce. I can't believe that. Okay, now, you know what? It's not even worth me getting pissed off about. Go ahead, Sally. What were you going to say?
I
don't even want to get into that.
I was going to continue on something else, but I kind of forgot what that was now.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm
sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's just I live my life on the principles and the morals of the Constitution every day of my life.
The problem is that the Constitution is being perverted. You know,
no,
that's a problem.
Thing.
You know,
and the government's doing it.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, all right, well, that's fine, but is the answer to destroy the government that upholds it even somewhat?
No, the answer is to tweak it. The answer is to tweak it.
Well,
so
the answer is to replace the government.
No, but
its foundation is wrong in the first place.
But the most beautiful part about our Constitution is the fact that you can amend something. I mean, you can repeal something. You know, we repealed prohibition. You know, that's the beauty of the government that was founded. Well,
so society is constantly evolving. Society is even more fluid than the Constitution.
Society is different, though. Society is where a government starts from, you know, and the way people think. And then it should eventually perpetuate up to the government.
Right, that's revolution. But if they decide to destroy the government, they haven't revolutionized anything, but they've actually reverted themselves back to a point where they will build another government, but it'll take longer.
Does society control government, or does government control society?
It should be society controlling government. I mean, that's the really nice idea that it should be.
Well, sure. I mean,
of a servant government.
But it's not that way.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not.
That's just a progression of government itself.
And government itself can't.
That's just the way power corrupts, you know.
But government always controls society. It always controls the people that make up the society. And it shouldn't be that way because the individual should be.
It shouldn't be that way. The problem is, with your argument, is that anarchy will not solve that problem.
Anarchism. God.
What the hell ever.
Or something.
It will not solve that problem.
It will exponentially increase the problems of the populace.
Yeah.
No, it won't. Whatever.
Sally, I made a great point when I said that Iraq is that system right now. I mean, look, there's Shiites and Sunnis fighting against each other.
It's not the system I'm talking about, but it definitely is crazy, and I've thought about that a lot, and it worries me because I'm thinking, like, how can you bring order and stability to a place like that without enacting such harsh laws? And me and you, John, we've talked about this before, right? It's a deeply troubling situation for everyone.
The
but
one
for
side blows
for
up
me,
the other.
a lot.
Completely, you know, no one is going to be
an
an end.
I don't.
But that's in support of your system. Everyone's carrying a gun and someone wants to kill you, and you
I know,
kill them
but that's incredibly. But with that, it's incredibly unstable because no one respects. No.
This land is your land.
John,
this land is
something.
my land.
Stop, hold on, stop bringing. Gosh, Gosh, no one has any respect for other people's rights in that society, that region. And that's how it's not
what
like
makes
what I'm
you think
about.
that they'll have it anywhere else? They didn't in Europe in the 30s and 40s. They didn't in America previous to 64.
No, they don't here. Period.
They don't anywhere. People don't give a damn about the minorities' rights. They don't give a fuck. We can wipe them out.
I'm not talking about the minorities' rights. I'm talking about everyone's rights. No.
Well, they respect their rights for the most part, but not the minority. I mean, everybody's rights, yeah, but you could say everybody's rights, but what that means is every single person, and if that person happens to belong to a very large group, which still happens to be in the minority, they're in danger.
I don't know, but anyway, what I was trying to say was the reason that Iraq isn't like what I'm talking about is because there's no respect for human rights, and that's something that I think about a lot, and that is
you're not thinking about it anymore because I just brought up something that I made a point to is that you got to think this is happening all over the world. It's just not with guns. Do you really want to give guns to people everywhere in the world? Because you'll start to see situations like Iraq.
In most of the places in the world, only the bad guys have guns. The quote bad guys. I mean, I don't really believe in the bad guy and the good guy.
Wait. You said the bad guys are having guns. Wait a minute. Okay,
the bad guys are just kind of supporting your anarchy idea of doing whatever the fuck.
No, they're not because they're not respecting anyone's rights.
Okay, wait.
They're respecting their rights and what they believe to be right.
Okay, they're not respecting anyone else's rights, and there's a difference between a right and what you believe is right. That's
in your mind.
Not in my mind. In words, if you look it up in the dictionary, there's two different definitions.
How is a criminal not a part of of your system of anarchy? How is
because they violate. Well, I mean, they're still a part of the society, but they're not. I mean, it's.
So what does that make anarchy?
They're bad, illegitimate actions of people. I don't know what that would make them. I don't know the word.
I don't know if it's completely necessary to put labels on this stuff, but I mean, I just don't see where the flow and the logic flow.
There isn't any, and that's the thing about the whole criminal anomaly is the fact
there isn't any. Go. Read something before you just label it, okay?
No, we can sit down and we can bring up these examples and I can tear them apart.
Read it.
That's what I don't need to read it.
Go read something else and tear it apart. What?
Such a bully sometimes.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that if I bring up something, I expect you to kind of discuss it and instead of saying whatever and then moving on with your rhetoric. You have to stop and address and think about exactly what I'm saying.
I spent the last hour stopping and addressing.
Yeah, no, she's got a point. You all interrupted her quite a bit.
Well, that's fine, but apparently they weren't satisfactory because I've taken some of yours and said, well, okay, whatever. But
well, it takes a long time. I mean, it takes a long time to change any opinion.
I'm not trying to change your opinion. You can obviously keep it.
I'm trying to change
That's your
yours.
right.
I'm trying to change yours. It took me like 4 months of like talking every day for like 4 hours after school about anarchy, and it finally I said anarchy. It finally and then it finally dawned on me, and I hated it at first, but I mean, I am trying to change your opinions.
Well, I can assure you it's not going to work. I have a grasp on
Sally,
human nature, economics.
Sally, I've already gone through my.
But you don't have a. Okay, but John, you don't have a grasp on anarchist philosophy. You haven't read it and looked it up, have you?
Well, it's like I said, the understanding of human nature kind of negates.
Okay, well, just look at it. I'm asking you, like anyone, YouTube, if you post this part, anyone on YouTube, please look up. Go to blackcrayon.com. It's probably the best website on the net for anarchism because it goes over all.
I already don't like the name.
All different. I know it's a silly name, isn't it? It makes me think of like metal with a mohawk or whatever.
Yeah, it's some guy sitting in his boxer shorts, in his mom's basement.
He looks like he's using like an Apple II computer.
And
never had a girlfriend.
Ludwig von Mises, the Mises Institute. Mm-hmm. People should look that up too. It's really.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. You sent me a video from that website. Mm-hmm. It's good.
He's got a funny quote at the bottom of his site. It says, "What am I doing wrong? Why is blackcrayon.com not banned in China?" Well, probably because no one believes what you're saying.
Yeah, because
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's kind of
read the quote by Theodore Roosevelt.
Where is it?
You've already done that for us.
It's at the very bottom.
Oh, I see it. Prepare the suppression. You want me to read it out loud?
Yeah, read it out loud for us. Go ahead.
If you want.
All right, here we go.
I want to hear this.
I think it's funny.
All right, President Theodore Roosevelt said, when compared with the suppression of anarchy, every other question sinks into insignificance. The anarchist is the enemy of humanity, the enemy of all mankind, and his is a deeper degree of criminality than any other. No immigrant is allowed to come to our shores if he's an anarchist, and no paper published here or abroad should be permitted circulation in this country if it propagates anarchist opinions. Why the fuck is this on this website?
It just
kind of makes Black Crayon look like an asshole, don't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's just funny. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Well, I know it's funny because you talk about all these great minds that's thought about all this stuff before you. Well, he's one of them, and he sounded pretty solid on the whole anti-anarchist thing.
You think Theodore Roosevelt's such a great mind? I think Theodore Roosevelt's a fucking, I think he's disgusting. I mean, he propagated so many wars for the United States.
Okay, well, I never came around and said he was a great mind or whatever, but I said, he's one of them. He was president of a nation. He was a highly educated person.
What about our president?
Well, he's an educated man, and he worked hard, and he got where he is, But does he deserve it, or was it because his daddy?
Being intelligent to living in a society, living into a certain structure and system. I mean, you can be really, really smart, but you can also basically sell your soul to a bad idea. And,
good
well,
point.
Yeah, that's the way I look at politicians. Do I look up to Theodore Roosevelt or George W. Bush? No, but they obviously got where they are somehow.
The Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, money's one thing, but it's like I said, these men are not stupid.
Skull and Bones, baby, it's all about those guys.
Yeah, Skull and Bones. John Kerry was a Skull and Bone.
Oh.
Yep, he was.
Skull and Bones. Oh my gosh, I saw that movie, the Good Shepherd. Have any of y'all seen that yet?
No.
There's a whole section about the Skull and Bones, and it goes into detail about.
Is it an Alex Jones movie?
I'm sorry?
Is it an Alex Jones movie?
No, that's a Hollywood movie with
okay. Never mind.
Called The Good Shepherd.
It sounds like something Alex Jones got.
Yeah.
It goes into the Skull and Bones cult and everything, and it goes into everything. And it's an interesting movie.
I read a synopsis on it talking about Skull and Bones, but I just kind of dismissed it. I mean, Skull and Bones is
a cult.
It doesn't extend outside of the campus grounds, and it's just like any other fraternity. It's a secret society, but
well, it's basically just like a hub for cronies.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe 100 years ago, the guys actually probably, or 200, whatever, they probably actually was started by a senator and a former president or something, and they actually could they had money and they could do all these things, but then 150 years later, it's a bunch of college kids. You got George W. Bush in there doing the cocaine and the alcohol and everything. How much, difference was he making back then?
Pot?
Me?
Yeah. You have to answer that.
Not just right now, but
You don't want to answer the question right now, or?
Yeah. No,
I'll let you off the hook.
I'm not high right now. But
that's a good answer to the question.
Yeah.
I did not inhale.
I did not inhale.
That was a really good Bush impersonation. I did not inhale. I hate that guy. I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, I am, by the way. But
Russian?
I just lost my train of thought. I was about to jump into something prophetic there.
Well, he said I am. I was thinking, are you high? Because that's what we were talking about.
I am a little bit, actually.
Good time.
Nice.
I'm totally for the legalization of everything.
I'm for the legalization of marijuana 100%.
Well, let's do what Mexico did and legalize everything 2 ounces and under. That would now you can look this fact up on the NORML website, which is the National Organization to Reform Marijuana Laws, NORML.com.
And if you actually legalize it and bring government control into it, you actually cut down on criminal activity.
Sure.
Exactly.
And taxes, as a matter of fact.
There's actual facts on that site.
That's something that Sally should think about.
Huh? Oh.
But I mean, there's actual facts on the site that talk about how, like, there's California saved $2.1 billion because they did not have to spend that on housing, feeding, and paying the guards to watch over criminals that were convicted of possession of marijuana.
Sure.
Well,
and the ironic thing is that what creates, and I made a video about it specifically, is what creates the criminals in places like Mexico and Bolivia and in the drug trade is the fact that it's still illegal in the United States. So it makes them kingpins, and there's all along the border in Mexico, there's some of these guys are ultra rich. They got their own armies, and they're making millions and millions of dollars just bringing drugs over to the United States because they're illegal.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question. Where do you guys think the disconnect between like the logic of it arose? I mean, how do people not put it together? I mean, I think drugs are bad because it's illegal and you have bad people.
No, they're not.
No, that's what the government tries to sell it as, and the whole
exactly.
drugs. But I'm like, where did people miss out on this little bit of information that the only reason there are criminals is because it's illegal?
Well, it also has something to do with the revenue. Pretty. When it comes to drugs like cocaine and heroin, it's not such a big impact. But like the marijuana trade, they actually, they get a lot of revenue from that, from seizures, not of drugs, but of cash.
True.
But even though the DEA,
you could still make more by legalizing.
Absolutely. I read an article just the other day. It was talking about the estimated national consequence of the marijuana drug trade alone was like $2.4 billion a year.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, and you can and the government could just tax. I mean, the heck out of.
Yeah, they could put a monopoly over it.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, they could jack the price up $5 over price.
I would be totally fine with a government monopoly over marijuana, so long as it was not laced, high quality Tahitian nonsense.
Yeah, but if you have a government monopoly, there's still going to be people who want to.
There'll be a black market. Absolutely.
There would still be it'd be a smaller one, but there'd still be a black market.
Sure, of course.
But there would be less of a.
There's still a black market with alcohol.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so.
You think the end of prohibition killed the black market for alcohol?
Of course not.
Really?
I don't drink, but when I was in high school, there were kids freshmen buying alcohol just.
Oh, okay.
You could get it everywhere.
That's with age restrictions.
No, but that's a black market, and it's also buying in quantity. Bulk, you can only buy so much, but people do it anyway. And then there's also the moonshiners that make and manufacture their illegal drink, and they sell it. They make decent money all over the great state of Tennessee.
That's just
Everclear
pure
is
profit.
legal in Jersey, just so you all know. If you ever want to try some Everclear, go to New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it's legal here.
Really?
I think it's legal.
But we still have blue laws. We can't buy on Sunday.
Oh yeah, blue laws. That sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, I think that it's so stupid that the government continues to try to control this substance, this marijuana substance, okay, so say for example, like you go buy a pack of Marlboros, right? Well, in that pack of Marlboros, there has been scientific documented evidence, and I can go look this up for you if you'd like, that a carton of cigarettes was randomly selected in 1999, and 98% of those cigarettes had rat poison in them.
Oh,
rat poison.
Yeah, and I also heard that was an urban legend.
No. There's scientific research to back that up. 98%. I've seen it. I can go look it up. But anyways, I mean, and if they were even to legalize it and they were to sell it, and even if you didn't want to go buy it from the government because of that reason right there, you just go buy it from the guy that's growing it down the street.
Here's another thing. This big evil government that all these anarchists are slitting their wrists over. It's funny because they're not really regulating the tobacco industry to the extreme, because everybody's capitalizing on all these vices. I mean that, and so when it comes to marijuana, I always think, marijuana, the government could capitalize so much on it, but then they'd also have to start addressing cocaine, crystal meth, marijuana.
Yeah, but I'm just for if you could legalize everything 2 ounces and under, I mean, that would just cut into the black market and cut into the drug trade and stop some of these guys making billions of dollars a year.
One of the problems, though. One of the problems. The reason I would
remove the criminal aspect of it. That's the best benefit.
Yeah, that's the best benefit. But one problem I have with it is healthcare, and the people that are going to be doing all these drugs. You know what I'm saying? Your regular heroin addict is carrying around 2 ounces at a time. Probably doesn't have a job, and if they do, it might be a McDonald's or something. And so they're living in a halfway house or whatever, and they're totally living off the government tit for Medicare, Medicaid to get on their methadone treatment if they try to quit. There's heart problems caused by cocaine, and not to mention all the other problems caused by crystal methamphetamine. Whereas with marijuana,
with alcohol, you can do the same.
Well, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, alcohol, is the same kind of thing. But what I'm saying is that would have more of an effect. Smoking is the biggest one. Cigarettes, but of course, and I think I'm a smoker, but hey, I think that industry should be more heavily regulated.
Yeah.
In what way? Like what they put into it?
Well,
safety controls and quality controls to make sure that
there needs to be some. I don't have an answer for that.
Hey, that's not free market. Just want to put that out there. You were talking about free market earlier and regulation.
Well, we don't have a laissez-faire market here. I mean,
you shouldn't have the absolute free market, like you said.
Well, whether or not you should. I don't know what to call you guys because I don't know your names, but Cool Cook?
Cool Cook. Yeah.
Sure,
well,
cool
I mean,
Cook.
I guess we'll stick with the aliases, I guess, on the chat room.
Well, you said free market when you came in here, but regulations.
I mean,
that's not free market.
That's free. Okay, well, free market. That free market and the regulation of tobacco and or marijuana, if it were legalized, in my opinion, are a little bit different. In that, I would want, if I were to smoke something, I would want it to be controlled in that I would want to know what was going into my body, or know the majority of things that were going into my body.
Same as with meat and stuff like that. All that.
I'm sorry?
Food. Same with food and restaurants and meat and things.
Speaking of that, have you ever read Upton Sinclair's The Jungle?
No, but I've heard a lot about it.
Go read that book. It will open your eyes on the meat industry.
That's
the one where he goes on a tour of a meat factory and all the nastiness that's in the meat.
Yeah, that's basically you.
Oh, that's why you cook it, you bunch of fucking vegans.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I love my red meat. I mean, I'm in Germany, dude. I'm eating sausage all the time.
That's right, dude.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Or bratwurst.
All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents, but I got to get up in the morning. But thanks for listening to me, and I'll be in the chat room for a little while. But take it easy, y'all, and guess I'll talk to y'all later.
Yes, thanks for calling, man.
No problem, man.
Bye.
Talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
And stuff.
So
yeah, let's taper it off here because it's been a long night.
This has been 26th of July radio, anti-media.
Yeah, and as always, Mr. Metal for Truth, thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I enjoyed it, gentlemen, lady.
Yeah, and blah. We'll be back Wednesday at 10 p.m. Of course, that's really late for you, or early.
Yeah, it's 5 in the morning right now.
Oh wow.
Good times.
Good times.
Well, it'll be posted up on YouTube, for you to watch some other time.
Sweet, I can hear myself.
Yeah, this one I'm gonna have to cut up a little bit. It's 3 hours and 16 minutes so far.
Are you gonna cut out the screaming and the part where you?
No, ma'am. I'm cutting to that.
That's good radio. You put that part first, and then you put everything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, take it easy, Metal, and we'll talk to you.
All right,
later.
man. I'll take you good.
Bye.
Bye.
And it's just you and I.
This has been the 3-hour episode.
Yeah. Well, Sally, I don't want you to think I'm just so hard or condescending or anything. I just.
It's okay. I'm used to it from you.
Oh no, but I don't want you to take it hard or personal. It's like I said, we're having a discussion here, and it's absolutely nothing personal. And you said, don't let me hurt your feelings.
Okay, I try not. I try. I do yoga, and I try not to get it personal. Yeah. So. Was I doing better at yelling?
Yeah. Picking right up, getting right on board.
Cool.
Well, I mean, yelling's one thing. It's just, I get a little heated when it comes to stuff like that because, I mean, I don't think you're taking enough into consideration before making declarations, which is exactly why I don't make declarations, so that I can take everything into consideration. So anyway, I guess we'll call it a night here, and so yeah, I don't know how I'm going to edit this up, but I'm going to try to.
Oh, you're gonna have to sit through and listen to all 3 hours.
No, I can't do that. This is going to be a 90 megabyte file, I'm sure. I'm going to have to. I'll work out something. I may even just post the last part first, and then because it got real interesting that last hour, so.
That was wild. I wonder if I'm going to get, hate mail and stuff, because you're probably not going to. But, see, I have,
No, I'll get it. They'll say, how dare you be mean to that girl.
Really?
Yeah, I'll get plenty of that. I don't care. I mean, it's like I said, it's obvious. I don't take things personally whatsoever.
Yeah.
I kind of expect the same of others when it comes to having a discussion about theory.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm trying, as hard as possible to, just focus on what I'm actually saying and not get distracted and stuff, and not make any and not get not yell at you or call anyone stupid or anything, which is what everyone wants to do in debates, but it's probably the worst thing you could ever do.
Well, kinda, but the way I look at it, I'll sit back sometimes and say that's just retarded, because that's the way I think. I'll be thinking about something and I'll say that's retarded. It's just retarded. I'd rather say it out loud and let you know what I'm thinking. If you come up with an idea and I say that's stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid. If I thought you were stupid, you wouldn't be here. I mean, that's the whole point. So that's why I'm saying you take the comment as it comes, but it's not a personal attack. It's just me saying, well, that idea, I think it's stupid. Now let's discuss it. Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess we talk for a second and try to pick a song.
Okay. So what did we talk about tonight? We started with how 3 hours goes by.
Yeah. I was downloading some movies and I had to cut it off because now every time I open up,
we talked about that.
I turn on that program and it blocks my goddamn Internet Explorer now. I've gotten some kind of virus in there, so I got to try to sort that out. But I downloaded some good movies I'm gonna try to watch, and I need to finish up my VO site. That's another thing. I haven't touched it. Well, I put the one video over there.
I didn't subscribe. FYI, there's a problem with subscription stuff, I think.
I know. The lady, I told you, she had called me, and when I was pointing out some of the problems, and what I told her was that there was not enough emphasis on the subscription thing. It was and I noticed people that had the most popular videos on there, you got 6 subscribers and stuff. So it's all right, and how are people going to come back and see what they've already seen? Say if they want to see that video again or something new that the person's doing or whatever. So, I told them to work on that, and I was going to make a list or whatever, but I haven't done anything all week. I've been recovering from New Year's still.
Wow.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I did it. I mean, 100. I pushed the envelope on New Year's. So, I don't know. What should I play? I always have a problem picking songs. Let's see what I've downloaded recently.
Okay. I've been really into old Beatles and stuff lately.
You know what? I don't have any Beatles.
None?
Nope.
my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was never a big Beatles fan. I like some of their stuff, like 3 or 4 songs, and I like John Lennon's message, but I was never a big fan of the Beatles' music.
I like old 50s and 60s type stuff. I love Motown.
Well, what I always wanted to see was like the Beatles, like John Lennon not dying and then them getting back together and doing a tour and them like doing some of their old songs. Can you see John Lennon with the big beard, Jesus hair, up there? I want to hold your hand. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to see that. Yeah, so that's out of the question.
What have you downloaded?
I don't even remember. It's been a few days.
Fiona Apple? I like her.
No, I haven't downloaded any Fiona Apple.
There's this really good band that I love. It's in Austin. They're called Foxtrot. It's like Foxtrot, but with a V.
Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Love them.
Think so. Sounds familiar. Alright, so we're going to close up with some old Blue Eyes here.
Cool.
And Sally, you have the best night that you possibly can, and I'll talk to you sometime before Wednesday's show.
Alright.
Alright.
Yes, it was my
way. Yeah. One more thing about human nature, though, it was just right before I cut off the broadcast. Human nature just played itself out on that radio show, and us guys, we all kind of agreed, and that's what we decided was there in our local little situation. And I mean, that's just human nature, and that's you get rid of something solid to uphold and enforce laws and regulations, then that's what the world becomes. A whole world of minorities. People without a chance. Alright, so we'll go now. And no, it's funny too, everybody's gonna hate me. They're gonna be like, man, Johnny's so just mean to Sally. It's like, come on, man, it's just me. Not a mean guy. Love you, Sally. Thanks for doing the show. Anyway, good night. And bah humbug.